Namaste. Hello, near and dear ones. I hope again you all safe, right? And in last session we have gone through that the certain journal entries regarding redemption of redeemable preference shares, right? As per Companies Act 2013. And in this session, I am going to start our remaining journal entries, right, regarding RPS. So the last entry, up to last entry, the certain provision making redemption of redeemable preference shares, right, by issue of such number of equity shares or number of preference shares, right? So the issue of number of preference shares and equity shares, right, at face value or even sometimes premium, right? So next entry is regarding when the preference shares share capital is to be redeemed at premium, right? So for that purpose, the journal entries for writing of the amount of redemption of premium to profit and loss account or share premium account, right? It means the entries regarding the amount of RPS premium is for written off, write off, right? So next entry is number 3. When preference set if the redemption redemption premium is written off, that means this is the abbreviated form W/O, that means written off against which? Against profits. So what will be the journal entries regarding if there is the redemption premium is written off against profit, right? When these journal entries come, entry ક્યારે આવશે? So in that case, if the situation raised with us that if the premium, when company is decide to redeem their preference share capital, right, and if the preference shares is redeemed at premium other than face value, right, it means the preference share is redeemed at a premium, right? So the premium on RPS, that means the premium on redemption of redeemable preference share, it is expense for the company, right? And this expense is always, it will be shown in debit side of profit and loss statement, right? So this expense that is write off at the end of the year, right, from the amount of profit. So for that purpose, there is a journal entry is likewise there. See the profit and loss account debit, or also you should write the word here that profit and loss appropriation, right? જે તમારું આપણે શીખી ગયા ને 11th 12th સ્ટાન્ડર્ડ માં ગુજરાતીમાં ફંક્શન ફાળવણી ખાતું, right? So profit and loss appropriation, from that amount, right, there is a certain the amount allocation and appropriation, right, which is used for distribution. Keep in mind, right, out of profit and loss appropriation account, right? So profit and loss appropriation account or you can say the word is the P&L account debit to premium on RPS account. RPS is, this is the short form of redemption of redeemable preference share capital, right? And the amount is here, right? So being, or you can say the word narration, right? The narration is likewise that. See, the amount of, or you can say the premium on RPS is write-off against profit and loss appropriation account at the end of year. This is the being, we can say that being, right? Or you can say the narration, right? Then suppose that I am giving you an example with practically, right? See, if the profit and loss balance which is given in balance sheet, old balance sheet, and old balance sheet is given as a question, તમને સપોઝ એક્ઝામમાં તમને જે સમ આપેલો છે એ સમની અંદર you have given the balance sheet of respective debt and the name of company which is given, right? And the specification regarding if the preference share capital is redeemed at premium or not, right? Then there is some provision making such payment to the preference shareholders, right? So certain provision regarding that according to Companies Act is given, right? And if the provision regarding payment made to the preference shareholder out of profit, out of certain provision, out of certain sources, right? So if there is a profit and loss balance is given in balance sheet as a liability, it means in equities and liabilities, right? So it is credit balance, right? It is given suppose 20,000. It is given suppose 20,000. Then by way of additional information, the preference share capital is redeemed at the premium of suppose 5% premium, right? For an example, I am taking the example, suppose the premium on RPS given suppose 5,000, right? 5,000. And if there is a share capital is given, if share capital is given in share premium, or you can say security premium, suppose 25,000 is there, right? And if it is not given, right, security premium account is not given, right, then along with that in spite of that profit and loss credit balance is given, right? So premium on RPS is write-off against profit, right? And if the profit is not profit is given along with the share premium is given, so here the instead of word is profit, you should note down it share security premium. So in that case the profit and loss appropriation account is debit is not done, right, in spite of the security premium. So instead of P&L appropriation account debit, you should write the security premium account debit, right, to premium on RPS account, right? So here the RPS on premium on RPS, suppose the security premium account is not given, then the write-off against profit. So premium on RPS 5,000. So write-off, right? So here the amount of profit will be declined with the amount of rupees 5,000. For what? The premium on RPS should be write-off. Here the write-off against profit and loss credit balance, right? So now the new balance of P&L account is 15,000, and it will be transferred or shown in the balance sheet, right, at the end of year, right? So 15,000 posted in balance sheet under the reserve and surplus heading, right? So the 20,000, 5,000 premium write-off, then 15,000, right? And along with the one more thing is that if there is a losses is there and that loss is write-off, or you can say a wipe-off, right? If loss is there, and loss again it is write off against profit and loss account if there is a surplus balance, right? Suppose loss is 2000, so new balance is 13,000, and this 13,000 transferred to the balance sheet, right, under the head of reserve surplus as surplus from, we can say that surplus from P&L, right? નફા નુકસાન ખાતાનો વધારો છે, બરાબર, એ આપણે રિઝર્વ સરપ્લસના હેડિંગમાં મૂકવું પડે, બરાબર. If there is not done, right, if there is no such surplus, right, then there is no need to transfer to balance sheet. Why? Because of the profit and loss account get tallied, or you can say nil, right? And if there is instead of profit and loss credit balance, there is suppose security premium account is given, suppose 25,000. So less premium on RPS is 5,000, right? So next remaining balance is 20,000, and this 20,000 transferred to the balance sheet under the head of reserve surplus, right? The same accounting treatment which will be given in case of profit and loss, right? So these are the this is the journal entries regarding the premium on RPS. This is the expense for the company, and it is write off against amount of profit or either profit or security premium, right? Then next entry, now the entry is same, there is a word is changed. The word is security premium, or you can say share premium account, right? Here the one A and next B. Same thing here, right? What is it? If redemption premium is write off against premium received, right? So here you just only change with the amount of profit, it means the profit and loss appropriation account, right? So you should note down here the share premium account, debited instead of profit and loss appropriation account. Why? Because of here the security premium, premium on RPS is write off against which item, which amount of profit and loss, right? So here the profit premium on redemption write off against which premium. So that's why here the said premium account debited to same premium on RPS, redemption of redeemable preference share capital accounts, right? So instead of only one entry is there for keeping in view the concept of premium on RPS write off against either share premium account or profit and loss appropriation account, right? Then next entry is number 4. The journal entry is regarding when the amount is paid to preference shareholder. Preference shareholders, right? See, one entry is we seen that I think it is second entry, right? Here I am writing to understand, right? But this entry we seen that as a second entry, right? What is it? RPS account debit. If there is a premium is there, so premium on RPS account will also debit to preference shareholder account. See, this entry is regarding the amount payable to preference shareholders. See, listen everyone. Amount I am using the word is payable, not already paid. Right? Amount. This entry regarding amount payable to preference shareholder. Right? So how much amount we pay to the preference shareholder? So this entry regarding that. Right? Now the actual entry when amount is paid to the preference shareholder. To preference shareholder. Right? So entry likewise that was. See. Here the preference shareholder account is credited, right? When you make payment to the preference shareholder, right? Then always the preference shareholder account will debit. So preference shareholder account debit to. If you make payment, right? Payment, and the word payment is to be said that what is said that. So bank account is credited. So bank has gone. Bank has gone. That means your money has gone from your company, right? For the purpose of making payment to the preference shareholder account. That's why to bank account credited, right? So whatever the amount is there, right? In second entry, this entry we seen that, right? I hope you understood that, right? Here suppose 2 lakhs. Here suppose 2 lakhs. So that 2 lakhs amount here we should show here 2 lakhs. Right. So whatever exact actual amount make payment to the preference shareholder, here it is credited, and if you pass the journal entry regarding especially for the payment to this preference shareholder, right? So likewise this entry will be passed, right? And the amount 2 lakhs rupees, here the 2 lakhs is there, right? The same amount will be shown here while making the payment to the preference shareholders, right? Then last but not least, the journal entries regarding issue of such bonus shares to the existing shareholders, right? See, the fifth. If the entries, if the amount of CRR, capital redemption reserves, is utilized for issuing bonus shares, right, to equity shareholders, right? The entries regarding amount of CRR which you already calculated, right? The amount of CRR is utilized for issuing such bonus shares to the existing equity shareholders, right? When CRR is calculated, right? If the all preference share capital, here suppose 12% preference share capital, I am giving you example, 12% preference share capital, here along with that again 14% preference share capital. So there is a different classes of preference shares is there, right? Here it is 2 lakhs, and again here it is 2 lakhs, right? And if there is a preference share redeemed with the premium, right? But while calculation of CRR, the which premium amount is not done yet, right? You should take the face value of equity shares. And I told you in the last lecture. So CRR always support to the face value of shares and fresh issue of shares, right? It doesn't support to the free reserves, right, or any kinds of such reserves, right? So 12% preference shares 2 lakhs, 14% preference shares 2 lakhs. So total preference share capital total preference share capital. You assume that this is the file schedule, right? And less. Less, why? Because of less. Why? Because of, see, the fresh issue of shares and old value of preference shares, right? The difference and the difference between them, right? So this amount is known as CRR, right? And always it is the excluding amount of premium. Any other premium ni amount ધ્યાનમાં લેવાશે નહીં, right? So 2 lakhs, 2 lakhs, 4 lakhs, and if there is a fresh issue of shares, fresh issue, right? Suppose 2 lakhs, suppose 2 lakhs. So here the difference would be 2 lakhs. So this difference is known as CRR, capital redemption reserve, right? So now you are required to pass the journal entries regarding the amount of CRR is utilized for the issue of such bonus shares to their existing shareholders, right? So the entries is regarding, see, one thing you just kept in mind, right? How it is, see, the particular amount is utilized for certain making payment to your creditors. So this item will always debit it, right? So it means the CRR is utilized. તમને CRR છે એ શેના માટે ઉપયોગમાં લેવાની છે તો કે બોનસ ઇશ્યુ માટે ટુ ધ એક્ઝિસ્ટિંગ શેરહોલ્ડર. એનો મતલબ એમ કે તમે CRR ની અમાઉન્ટનો ઉપયોગ કરો છો એટલે કે CRR માંથી લેશો. It means the amount of CRR goes to falling down, right? એટલી ઘટશે. So there is a less amount, right? That's why this type of items always it will get debited. So CRR, capital redemption reserve account, debited to which account is credited to shareholder bonus account always credited. Now the second entry will pass that same here, the 5th A and 5th B, right? How? See the shareholder account. Now see the bonus share issued out of CRR, it means the amount of bonus payable to the equity shareholders, right? Now the bonus paid to shareholders, so that's why the shareholder bonus account debited. Here the shareholders bonus account credited, and in any case of payment, right? So it requires two entries. First entry is required for the total amount of particular expense payable. It means the first entry is always regarding payable, right? કેટલી amount pay કરવાની છે એની સેમાંથી, બરાબર? Then second entry is always done with that the paid, કોને paid કરશું એની entry. So shareholder bonus account debited to which account? It means the amount of bonus transferred to which account? Here the shareholders, right? So to that share capital account, right? Here if there is a 2 lakhs CRR, so here the 2 lakhs in both the cases, in both the journal entries 2 lakhs. So your journal entries is completed, right? Suppose if you revise the journal entries for your smooth practice, with your smooth practice, right? You can handle any example, right? Which is given the requirement, and requirement is that prepare the balance sheet and pass the necessary journal entries according to the Companies Act 2013 for the purpose of redemption of redeemable preference share capital. So this is the common entries which required to fulfillment of complete solution of RPS, right? So these are the journal entries. And now let me try to understand the particular one illustration which is given in your book, right? Let me try to understand with the example, practical example, right? So here the journal entries is completed right? No more journal entries is needed, right? The majority of majority journal entries up to 13. One of the example is given in your books, right? There is 13 journal entries regarding RTS, right? Along with there is a more journal entries. It means if the CRR is there, so CRR is transferred from GR, right? It means that the GR is transferred to CRR. The one more entry is there, right? Later on we will see with their practical example. Now here the practical illustration which is given in your book and related with the company name is Asmita Company Limited. So Asmita Company Limited decide to redeem now practical illustration number 1, and which is given on page number 177, right? So the number 1 is that see I am writing here your actual problem which is given in your book, right? So here the name of company is Asmita Company Limited redeemed 200 redeemable preference shares, P shares. I am short word I am using here. P shares stands for preference shares. P shares of rupees 100, right? See, there are 200 redeemable preference shares. The company wants to redeem it, right? At the rate of rupees 100. At each at 100 each at premium. At a premium of 6%. Premium of 6%. So for this purpose, here the full stop is there. So for this purpose, the necessary required amount is utilized from general reserve. What does it mean that? See, company wants to redeem 200 redeemable preference shares, 100 each of rupees 100 having that, right? At a premium of 6%. એનો મતલબ એમ કે કંપની redeem કરવા માંગે છે શું redeemable preference shares કેવી રીતના તો કે પ્રીમિયમ થી, બરાબર, વિધાઉટ પ્રીમિયમ પણ થાય, 6% પ્રીમિયમ redeem કરવા માંગે છે. તો એના માટે તમારે તમારી પાસે અવેલેબલ બેલેન્સ હોવું જોઈએ, બરાબર? અવેલેબલ બેલેન્સ હોવું જોઈએ. શું કામ તો કે પ્રેફરન્સ શેરહોલ્ડરને પેમેન્ટ કરવું પડશે. So for this purpose the required amount is utilized. કેમાંથી યુઝ કરવાની છે? From GR, right? So that means the profit available for the distribution. This item is regarding that, right? Then the balance of general reserve account in the books of company. In the books of company. Balance of general reserve is 2,50,000. How much? 2,50,000. What does it mean that? If you want to redeem the redeemable preference share capital and whatever the amount payable to the preference shareholder, and this amount, payable amount, will be utilized for the making payment to the preference shareholders from the GR, and in the books of company the general reserve balance is 2,50,000, right? એનો મતલબ એમ કે તમારી પાસે GR સોર્સિસ છે, કેટલું છે? 250, 250 સુધી પેમેન્ટ થઈ શકે એમ છે, રાઈટ. તો એના માટે તમારે પહેલા શું કરવું પડે, યુ ગો થ્રુ ધ નેસેસરી કેલ્ક્યુલેશન ફોર ધ કેલ્ક્યુલેશન રિગાર્ડિંગ મેકિંગ પેમેન્ટ ટુ ધ પ્રેફરન્સ શેર હોલ્ડર્સ, રાઈટ, પ્રેફરન્સ શેર હોલ્ડર્સ. હવે એક બહુ સરસ મજાની અગત્યની વાત કહું, રાઈટ. ધ મોસ્ટ ઇમ્પોર્ટન્ટ થિંગ ઇઝ ધેટ, રાઈટ, if the preference share capital given in the balance sheet and if it is fully paid up, see, you just listen carefully. If the preference share capital given in balance sheet and if it is fully paid up, then there is no need to convert into fully paid up, right. But if the preference share capital which is given in balance sheet, if there is a partly paid up, likewise that I told you, then second time I am telling you that if there is a 10 rupees, see, if there is 100 rupees each and which were fully paid up, then there is no need to make them convert into partly paid up. The first provision we seen that the regarding RPS according to Companies Act 2013, right. So if the 100 rupees face value is there, right, and the partly paid up value is rupees 80, this is partly, and again you mean that paid up value is rupees 80, so there is 20 rupees partly, right. That means you first, suppose company wants to redeem their preference share capital, right, then this capital first of all make them convert into fully paid, then and then company can redeem their redeemable preference shares, otherwise company can't, right. પહેલા તો એને પાર્ટલી પેડ અપ છે એને ફૂલી પેડમાં કન્વર્ટ કરવા પડશે જો કંપનીને રિડીમ્શન કરવું હોય તો, બરાબર, સમજી ગયા? ઓકે, right. So for that purpose now this called amount, here the 20 rupees called amount, right, final call account, barabar. So for that purpose, before the making entries regarding redemption of premium or redemption of redeemable preference shares, first two entries is required for final call receivable and final call receipt, right. પહેલા એની બે એન્ટ્રી આવશે, પછી when company is to decide redeem preference shares ની એન્ટ્રી આવશે, right. So first of all make them convert into fully paid up if there is a partly paid up shares preference shares, right. Then here the GR is 250. Now the journal entries regarding, pass the journal entries in this case, right, you are required to suppose, right. Now first entry પહેલા તો શું છે તો કે 200 redeemable preference shares છે each of rupees 100, so how much amount, 2 lakhs. This is the part of necessary calculation. First of all, necessary calculation, and the calculation first calculation is regarding if there is a partly paid up shares, then convert into fully paid up shares. The first necessary calculation regarding that, right. Then second calculation is that the amount payable to preference share holders. This is the second one, right. So amount payable to the preference shareholder. How much amount payable to the preference shareholder? That means the company redeem their preference share capital at either the face value or premium, right. So first of all, preference share capital equal to 2 lakhs plus premium on RPS at the rate of 6%, right. So 2 lakhs multiplied by 6 divided by 100, it means that 12,000. 6 2s are 12, right. And you just cancel the two zeros. Here the 6 2s are 12 and 2 0 get cancelled, and remaining there is a 3 zeros, and you should put here. So 12,000, right. So 2 lakhs 12,000 total amount, and this amount payable to પ્રેફરન્સ શેર હોલ્ડર. એનો મતલબ એમ કે કંપનીએ રિડીમ કર્યા પ્રેફરન્સ શેર્સ, બરાબર. કોને પેમેન્ટ કરવાનું છે? તો કે પ્રેફરન્સ શેર હોલ્ડર પેમેન્ટ કરવાનું છે. કેટલું? હાઉ મચ? તો કે 2,12,000. એન્ડ યુ જસ્ટ કમ્પેર વિથ ધ બેલેન્સ ઓફ GR. તો તમારી પાસે જનરલ રિઝર્વ, તમારી પાસે બેલેન્સ કેટલું છે? 2,50,000. So here it can be possible to make fully payment to the preference shareholders out from the balance of general reserve. The balance of GR is 250 and the payable amount is 212, right? So we can easily make to the preference shareholders. So now this is the calculation, right? Now the journal entries. See the first journal entries. Journal entries. The first entry is when decide to redeem preference share capital, right? When company decide to preference share capital. કંપની ડિસાઈડ કરે એના માટે બે એન્ટ્રી છે. તો કાં તો ફેસ વેલ્યુ રિડીમ કરે અને કાં તો પ્રીમિયમ, રાઈટ? તો એ બેમાંથી આપણે કઈ અહીંયા સુટેબલ છે? તો કે સેકન્ડ, redemption with the premium, right? So RPS, redemption of redeemable preference share capital account, will debit. Then here the premium is there, premium account will also debit. And two, whom parties here? The preference shareholders, preference shareholder account, right? So here the balance of profit, the balance of redemption of redeemable preference share is 2 lakhs. How 2 lakhs come? So 200 redeemable preference shares, each of group is having 100, and the balance of premium 12,000, and the total amount payable to preference shareholder 2,12,000, right? Yes. So for that purpose, the provision is made for redemption, right? This 2,12,000, any provision કરવી પડશે, બરાબર? And the provision always made from, here the GR is given, right? From the GR, and the balance is transferred to the CRR. Now the CRR account is being created. So what will the journal entries? The journal entry is given like that. See the second entry is general reserve account debited to capital redemption reserve account. How much amount? See, આની અંદર જ્યારે CRR હશે ત્યારે પ્રીમિયમની અમાઉન્ટ આવશે નહીં, ત્યારે નોમિનલ વેલ્યુ જ આવે, રાઈટ? Only you just kept in mind, right? See, when the CRR account is created, right, then the nominal value is to be considered only, right, along with the amount of premium. So here the nominal value is only how much? 2 lakhs, excluding premium. So here 2 lakhs. Why this entry is done here? Why? Because of, see, the amount payable to the preference shareholders, excluding premium, the actual preference shares are to be redeemed without premium, right? And the provision for that is transferred to capital redemption reserve account from general reserve, right? Why? Because of the balance of general reserve is given, right, for that purpose. એના માટે કેવી રીતના થાય? શું થાય? તો કે તમારી પાસે શું છે? 2 lakhs, બરાબર? 2 lakhs શું છે? RPS, બરાબર? એનું પેમેન્ટ કરવા માટે તમારી પાસે GR છે, અને GR છે એ ટ્રાન્સફર કરવું પડે, બરાબર? ક્યાં ટ્રાન્સફર કરવું પડે? CRR, એની પ્રોવિઝન કરવી પડે CRR, બરાબર? So this entries is done with the provision made for redemption of preference shares. તમે જે રિડીમ કર્યા છે એનું શું કર્યું છે? ખાલી પ્રોવિઝન કર્યું છે, બરાબર? નેક્સ્ટ વન ઇઝ Now, this is the second entry, right? And one more thing is that here the amount of premium on redemption of preference shares, whatever premium on RPS account is given, right? So then there is an entry regarding, I told you that, right? मैं तुमने कीधु શું તો કે जनरल प्रीमियम ऑन RPS હોય એટલે રાઇટ ઓફ થાય. Right of થાય સેના against right of થાય if there is a share premium is given and profit and loss is given and general reserve last. So here in that case it means as per your given question, right? એમાં શું છે તો કે share premium નથી. Share premium ધ્યાન રાખજો, આ share premium નથી, આ premium on RPS છે, this is expense, right? And that share premium that is received by the company, right? So this is the benefit and this is the expense. That is benefit and this one is expense, right? So the share premium is not given, well, profit and loss balance credit is not given, right? And one more thing is the general reserve is given only. So this 12,000 is write off against general reserve. એનો મતલબ એમ કે પ્રીમિયમ ઓન આરપીએસ નું પેમેન્ટ કરવા માટે શેનો ઉપયોગ કરશો તો કે જીઆર. બરાબર, તો જીઆર નો ઉપયોગ કરશો તો જીઆર ની બેલેન્સ એટલી ઓછી થશે. It means the balance of the or the amount of GR will come down, right? It goes down, right? So the third entry is the write off. Here the entry is regarding provision made for redemption of RPS. This entry is done with that, right? And the first entry when company decides to redeem any English, right? And third one is the write off premium on RPS against amount of GR. Why? Because of the GR is only available, right? So GR account is debit and 2 premium on RPS account is credit. How much amount? Amount with the premium. A 2 lakhs નું અહીંયા provision થઈ ગઈ અને 12,000 નું write off થઈ ગયું, right? So last one is last entry regarding payment. Here the amount payable also we can say that. Here the amount payable, this entry, right? And here the payable is there. Here the two preference shareholder account credited, and while you make payment to preference shareholder account, then always the preference shareholder account debited. Why? Because of they are receiver. They are receiver and we all are the giver. We all are the giver. That means we are assume that we are the company, right? So that purpose, right? So here preference shareholder account debit to, we are making payment, so payment always done with the bank or cash. So here the bank has gone from your company, right? So bank account credited, right? How much amount? 2,12,000. Why? Because of here the preference shareholder account is credited 2,12,000. So here saying it will debited 2,12,000, right? 2,12,000, right? So these are the entries, right? This example is relating with that how the preference share capital is redeemed with the amount of premium and how you make a provision made for redemption of preference share capital, right? And if there is if premium on RPS is given, then how we can write off against if the available balance of share capital, P&L account and GR, right? Then the last one is that the amount payable to the preference shareholder, right? So these are the journal entries regarding payment to the preference shareholder and certain provision with that, right? So now we wind up this session with the completion of practical illustration 1. I hope you all understood well, and if you have, again I am telling you, if you have query, right, you can contact me without hesitation, right? So, dhanyawad, thank you and be safe.